Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Dune Imperium Uprising using the Bloodlines expansion for the first time on this channel. Let's get rolling. Alright, I am all set up to play a solo game of Dune Imperium Uprising with the Bloodlines expansion. I'm pretty excited for this one. So this is the first time I am, on video anyway, returning to the original setup that I learned Dune Imperium on. So I've got the black wooden cubes for the Sardaukar troops, I've got the Ixian embassy here, and I have shuffled into the Imperium deck the 5 promo cards that I picked up at PAX Unplugged this year as well. So those may or may not make an appearance. Also, the new level 1 and level 2 conflict cards may or may not be in this deck. I don't know. I haven't looked yet. And so I'm playing as Chani. I have not used Chani as a leader yet. So I've got my special cube here on this track. This is my tactics token. And so I'm a tactician. This says whenever you retreat or lose any number of troops from the conflict, advance your tactics token that many spaces, earning you rewards as you reach them. So when I get to this space, there's 1 spice. When I get to this space, 1 water. I believe when you get to the end of the track, anything after that is wasted, and then you reset the track. We're playing a 1 to 4 player game, so the token will go there. And then my Signet Ring ability says I can retreat any number of my troops, or if I have 2 influence at the Fremen, I can spend a water to draw 2 cards. So we'll be trying this out. My 2 opponents here are Kota Odax of Ix, who I have played against as a rival once before. I played, in preparation for this video, I played Uprising with Bloodlines, and I played with the leader, the Spacing Guild leader. What's his name? Steersman Yurkun. And it was an interesting leader. I did win the game, but it was super close. I felt like I did not deserve the win. I got lucky in some things, and I played against this rival here, and she really ran away with the game and should have won. So I'm going to play against her again. And then I've got Princess Irulan here, who I've not played against as a rival, but of course I've played as a leader, and she was really cool. So I just want to see what the rival card is like. And so Kota Odax has a special ability here. It says Kota Odax acquires tactiles even before gaining her Swordmaster. So that's not typically the rule. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I've also got the new contracts in here from Bloodlines. Basically, all the Bloodline stuff that I can include is in here. And I also will be doing the Imperium Row Churn. I've got my die there. Let's start to shuffle some things up and figure out turn order. What else? Oh yeah, I've got my Tech House Hagal cards in the rival deck. I don't think there's anything else I need to mention, other than, of course, I've got a rules refresher video and an unboxing for Bloodlines. I've got a rules refresher video for Bloodlines, rules refresher for Dune Imperium Uprising, Dune Imperium, for Rise of Ix, for Immortality. It's all there. All right, this is Kota Odax, if I can pick it up. There we go. This is Princess Irulan. She's going to be starting, and so that's going to leave me with the Ornithopter. So starting token here. And what else? Let's reveal the first conflict card, and it is one of the new ones because it's got the question mark, and there was no question mark one before. So this is Skirmish. The winner can trash a card. Second place, if there's no ties, gets a water and a Solari. I wouldn't mind coming in second, which can be a little bit tricky to time. I mean, coming in first wouldn't be bad either, but the water, the resources early on could be pretty helpful. Looking at the Imperium row, the delivery logistics card is kind of neat. The card has agent icons shown on all of your incomplete contracts, so that's kind of cool. But it means you got to always have contracts or you're not going to be able to really use that card. Although if you don't use it, you can gain a contract in the reveal turn. This Corrupt Bureaucrat looks pretty cool. I guess I didn't really look at the symbols. It either sends you to the Spacing Guild or to a Landsrad space. But when the card is discarded, you gain 3 Solari, and if you recall to spy that turn, then you can gain a contract. And it also has the symbol. You can go to anywhere where you have a spy. I don't really have a lot of ability to place spies right now, though. So, all right, let's draw my starting hand. 3, 4, 5 cards. Just a normal starting deck for Chani. Maybe I slide some of this over so I've got some room. So here's my hand. I've got Signet Ring, Dagger, Dagger, Convincing Argument, and Dune the Desert Planet. So I think I might like to try and get some spice maybe with Signet Ring. Go to Haga Basin, get 2 spice, and then maybe I come up to Gather Support, get a couple of troops. I won't have any Solari to get the Sardaukar. But I would really like to get this servo receivers. I think it'd be awesome if my Signet Ring had all of these icons on it. So I don't know, we'll see. We're going to start with Princess Irulan, takes the first turn, and she is going to Spice Refinery. So that is right here. And she gets her Signet Ring ability, which is to place a spy, and her priority is to place it at the Emperor faction. Okay, and that's a combat space, so she's also going to push into troops. Next up is Kota Odax, and she's going to siege Tabor, or she would like to, but she doesn't have enough influence at the Fremen, so we're going to draw another card. Acquire tech. That was quick. So she would like to acquire tech at a 1 spice discount, but she currently has no spice. So even at a 1 spice discount, she couldn't get any of these. Again, for reference, these 2 have that little blue icon in the bottom. So those 2 could be acquired by the rivals. This one on top could not. So normally, a rival would not acquire any text without a Swordmaster, but she overrides that rule. But she still does not have enough spice. So we're just going to keep going. Gather support. Okay, I guess I'm not going there. I've already been blocked. So she's going to go there. If she had 2 Solari at this point, she would spend it to gain the, not Swordmaster, the Sardaukar Commander. Or I guess I should clarify. That's like, in general, what they try and do when they go to Sardaukar Commander spot. But the rivals won't gain a Sardaukar Commander until they already have their Swordmaster. So they're going to continue to hold resources to get their Swordmaster. So what she's now going to do is send a troop to her garrison. So she's not in the combat. And now it is my turn. And what I could do, if I still Signet Ring to Haga Basin, I can use a dagger to get to the Assembly Hall. And then on my reveal turn, I would have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 persuasion plus 1 from Assembly Hall, so I could get Corrupt Bureaucrat. That's going to leave me with a lot of these Landsrad icons, which is not necessarily bad. It means I might want to go a tech-heavy game then. And it would also mean I'm going to need a lot of spice and Solari. For my Signet Ring, or I guess I could use Dune the Desert Planet. In either case, I could... Oh, you know what I could do? If I use Dune the Desert Planet... Oh, no, that won't work. I guess in either case, instead of going to Haga Basin and spending the water, I could go to Accept Contract and take one of these. That might be interesting, and then draw a card and see what that lets me do. I do like that High Council gets you a 1 spice discount on these techs, so I wouldn't mind trying to get a High Council seat this time too, but that would cost me 5 Solari to go there, and if I went, I'd want another 2 Solari to get that Sardaukar troop. So I really need some Solari, and the easiest way to get it is really to get spice and then go to Spice Refinery. So I guess for now, just to see some options, I'm going to play Dune the Desert Planet, and I will go to Accept Contract. And if I'm thinking I might go to Spice Refinery, let me take this one. That's probably a good thing to have. And we'll grab the next one. I'll take from this bottom stack until it runs out. I don't think it'll run out. Ooh, earn any alliance. That's a good one too. And now I can draw a card. And, oh man, another Dune the Desert Planet. I was really hoping for something that would let me go to the factions. That could have been nice. So I've got to look at the bottom parts of these cards and figure out what I want to do on my next turn. But before I think too much about the next turn, let's let the rivals go again. So back to the princess. She is going not to gather support. It's already taken. It's blocked. She has no influence with the Space and Guild at this point, so she would like to go to Accept Contract. That is also blocked. Desert Tactics. So going here, right? And gaining a troop, increasing her influence with the Fremen, and she would like to break the shield wall, but the rivals can only break the shield wall if they have a Maker's Hook. She does not have a Maker's Hook yet, so we're going to ignore that. And it's a combat space. She's going to push in both of these other troops. So that's not so bad, because I wouldn't mind taking second place here. So let's see what the other rival does. She would like to go to research station. That is available. And that is a combat space, so she is going to first gain 2 troops and then push them in and push in 2 more troops. Ooh, that makes it a lot less likely that I could get second place. So right now they're both tied, and I assume they won't be tied after we draw some of these sword icons during the combat phase, which means one of them's going to take first, one's going to take second. So unless I can get a lot of combat power out there real quick, I am kind of out of this conflict. So that's fine. I'll save my troops for another time. What can I do instead? What I think I might do is hold on to these cards for my reveal turn, which would give me 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion, and then use Dagger to send an agent up to Assembly Hall. That'll get me a 5th persuasion for my reveal turn, and then I might grab this delivery logistics and just see what comes out next. Although it might not be a bad idea to grab urgent, what is that word, Shigawire, and prepare the way, because that's a Bene Gesserit card, and this says the next Bene Gesserit card you play this round has all agent icons added to its agent box, draw 1 card. So maybe I get these 2 and try and get to 2 influence on the Bene Gesserit track, and then this could allow me to do like a lot of card drawing. And then I can also use that to like go to different factions. That could be a neat way to play too. So, all right, we're going to play this card for now. We'll play Dagger. We'll go up to Assembly Hall. And I still don't have any spice, so I can't get any of the techs. But I do get an Intrigue card, and that could be very useful. Looks like, based on the little icon in the bottom, this is one from Bloodlines. I can play this on a plot turn to either gain 2 Solari, or if you have 1 or more Sardaukar troops or commanders in the conflict, gain 2 spice. And if I was on a space with a Sardaukar commander right now, I would spend this immediately to gain the 2 Solari, to then pay the 2 Solari to gain the commander. In the meantime, I'm just going to hold on to this, just so I have the option to play it later. So back to the princess. She's done. Kota Odax is done, so it's back to me for my reveal turn. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persuasion. I think I will start with this. This is 2 persuasion. Let's replace it. And it is a Bene Gesserit card, and I could get it. And I think I like this one better. So I'm going to take this for 3. That's my 5 persuasion. That worked out pretty well. And then these all go to my discard. These go to my discard. I had a sword, but I'm not in the combat, so I don't get any swords. And that's it. So now we churn the Imperium row. And a 1 and a 6. The 6 does nothing, but the 1 makes that card go away. And another one of those. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. I might aim to get these 2 next time. That would be cool. So now it's time for combat. Princess is at 8. Kota is at 8, and now we draw for the princess, who's the first player. She gets 4 more swords, so she's up to 12. And Kota Odax gets 2 more. See, so they're not tied anymore. So I would have been in 3rd place unless I could have beat those numbers. And 3rd place in a 3-player game gets you nothing. So the princess gets to trash a card. That's not something she could do, so nothing. 2nd place, Kota Odax is going to get 1 water and 1 Solari. So she now has 3 resources. Both of these rivals are looking to get 7 resources for their Swordmaster. What the princess does get is this card, which has the question mark, so it can only be used during the end game. So that doesn't pair with anything right now. Now they both lose all of their troops, like so. I guess I still want to lose troops just for this. Or I guess I could have put some in and then used my signet ring to retreat them back. Oh, well, I'm still learning how to use this leader. That's okay. We're going to reset these. Now it's the maker phase. So let's put some bonus spice out. That's a good thing. And now what do? We recall our agents. 1, 2, and 2 here, and 2 for me. I don't feel like that was a very strong first turn for me, or first round, I should say. But yeah, we'll pass the first player token on and reveal the next conflict card. Chris Knife. Go up with the Space and Guild, get a contract, and get a troop. Well, and second place is really good too. I want to be in this one. And I need 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got Reconnaissance, Seek Allies and Diplomacy, another Convincing Argument, and I've got to shuffle up the rest of these. I wonder where Kota's going to go, and what am I going to do? I don't have any Solari yet. I have not changed my resources at all. If I could get some Solari, like Swordmaster's a good thing to have. Okay, let's draw one more card. Dagger. I don't know if that's what I really want. Kota Odax, you're up. Fremkit. So she's coming down here. She gains 1 influence at the Fremen, and it's a combat space, so she's in the combat. All right, now it's to me. And I don't have the icons for it. I would like to go get some spice now and then go to Spice Refinery, but I don't have any way to go to a desert space. But I can go anywhere else, I suppose. So one thing I could do is just use Reconnaissance to go to Spice Refinery, get 2 Solari, and complete my contract, and then gain 2 more cards. And then I can have a bigger turn to maybe acquire these 2 on my reveal turn, and then have more options for somewhere to go this round. So yeah, let's start with Reconnaissance. We will go to Spice Refinery and gain 2 Solari. So here we go. And now I've completed my contract, so I get to draw 2 cards, and that gets me another dagger, and this one that lets me use a Bene Gesserit card, which I don't have another Bene Gesserit card, but I've completed the contract. And now this is played. So this is what's in my hand. I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. But this is a combat space. I'm going to push 2 troops into combat. Now the princess goes. She's going to espionage. So she's moving up with the Bene Gesserit and gets to place another spy. So that is going to go to the Bene Gesserit. All right. Next, Sardaukar. So they're visiting the factions. She's got 1 Solari. It doesn't matter because she doesn't have her Swordmaster yet, so she's not getting the Sardaukar troop, but she's going up 1 space on the Emperor track and gaining 2 troops. That scares me a little with the troops. Now it's back to me. And so what can I do with my persuasion? 1, 2, 3, 4 is really the most I'm going to get unless I go back to Assembly Hall, and then I'll have 2 swords on the reveal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is not bad, and I can grab those 2 cards. I think that's really interesting. So maybe I should use Seek Allies to go to a Bene Gesserit space, and so grabbing all these Bene Gesserit cards, probably not a bad idea. So that's what I'll do. I'll go to Secrets, go up 1 space with the Bene Gesserit, and then get another Intrigue card. And this one, it has text on it. Rapid Engineering. I can discard a card to acquire a tech at a 1 spice discount, or if you have 3 or more tech tiles, choose 2 factions to advance with. I like that a lot. That pushes me to try and get 3 or more tech tiles, which I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to need a lot of spice. But that's pretty cool. I want to do that. So that's the end of this turn. So this card is getting trashed. And now it's back to Princess Irulan. Going to Highliner. Oh boy. This is going to change the dynamic of the conflict. So she's going up 1 space with the Spacing Guild. She's very evenly distributing her influence there. Gaining 3 troops to the garrison and then deploying them all. So I'm not real pleased with that one. Let's see. I am at 4. Kota Odax is at 4. And Princess Irulan is at 6. And it is now my reveal turn. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Persuasion to spend plus 2 swords. Let's grab my swords. So now I am at 6. And for my 4 persuasion, I'll start with this other copy of this card. Replace it. That is not a Bene Gesserit card, but it is one I can afford. And yeah, I think I want to stick with my original plan. I'm going to take 1 Prepare the Way. I would like to start trashing some cards now so I can use these more frequently. But that's it for my reveal turn. So this stuff all goes in my discard pile, and now I need to cycle this Imperium row. I've got a 5 and a 3. So 5 and 3 go away, and we get Arrakis Observer. That's a new Bloodlines card. And Strike Fleet, which is pretty cool looking. Okay, that's it. Now we go into combat. First player is Kota Odax, so she draws first. She gets 2. It's a 3-way tie. I don't like that at all. I've already revealed. Now we go to Princess Irulan. She gets 3. 1, 2, 3. That went pretty poorly for me. So the princess wins. She's going to go up 1 influence with the Spacing Guild, which gets her a victory point. She gains a contract, but rivals don't take contracts. They always gain 2 Solari instead, so she's up to 3 resources. And she gains a troop, so we'll just take that one from here, and then she loses these 2. And then we have tied, so we're going to be in 3rd place. That is not great. We each get 1 troop, so do that. And then for me, I'm going to take 1 from here just because that makes sense. She's going to lose that one. And then we each get an intrigue card. I'll let her draw first. So just sees the first player. So that counts as a resource. She's up to 4 resources. And I get this one, distraction. When you deploy 3 or more units to the conflict in a single turn, you can place a spy. And it says you may place the spy on the same observation post as another player's spy. So this one is from Uprising, not Bloodlines, because in Bloodlines they just added an icon that means that. But okay, that's fine, I guess. And now these get reset. I lose 2 troops from the combat, so I advance 2 spaces here. So if I lose or retreat any more troops, then I'll gain a spice, which will be good to have. Okay, that was not a great round for me either. Oh, and then Princess Irulan gains the card as well. She's got a lot of cards. That's not good. Let's add the bonus spice, and I won't stack it so that you can see how much bonus spice is at each space. And now we will recall our agents. I've got 2 of those. Nobody's got their Swordmaster yet. Where's the other blue one? There we go. And we'll pass the first player token to me this time. I will be first player. Let's reveal the next conflict card. Desert Mouse, and I need to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got Dune the Desert Planet, Signet Ring, Engineered Miracle, Dune the Desert Planet again. Man, that's a lot of desert spaces. Could use that before. And then 1 Convincing Argument. All right, so how do I want to do this? I don't think I really need any more cards from the Imperium rows. I'm not too concerned about my reveal turn having a bunch of Persuasion. I might start with Engineered Miracle just to go to probably Haga Basin and get 4 spice and then discard a card to gain a water. Well, I could also use this to go to Fremkit, advance 1 space with a Fremen, which would be good to do because I want to get closer to being able to get my Maker's Hook. That's not bad to have. And then I can draw a card, and maybe that card will allow me to go somewhere else. And I can still discard a card for water. So really, would I rather draw another card and gain a Fremen influence, or would I rather go to Haga Basin and gain 4 spice? Oh, I guess the 4 spice would also allow me to go perhaps to a Landsrat space then and get a tech, and that could be good because I think I wanted to try and get, for this, at least 3 tech tiles. That would be a good thing to do. And I've got a couple of Solari at this point, so maybe I go to Haga Basin, get some spice, then try and go to Gather Support, just get some troops, grab that Sardaukar troop, and gain a tech. So okay, that sounds like a plan. We'll start with Engineered Miracle. I am sending an agent to Haga Basin. I need to spend 1 water. Let's set it aside. That's spent. I'm gaining 2 spice plus 2 more spice. So we've got that. It is a combat space, so let's push in 2 troops. And now let's discard a card. I'll discard 1 copy of Dune the Desert Planet, and that gains me a water, so I get this water back. All right. Now it's time for Princess Irulan, and she wants to acquire an attack. She doesn't have a Swordmaster yet. So now she'd like to go to either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. She's going to Imperial Basin because Haga's blocked. She gets 1, 2 bonus spice, and it is a combat space. And then she doesn't get the printed spice, but she would break the shield wall if she had her Maker's Hook. She doesn't have a hook yet. She does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources out of 7, though, for Swordmaster. Next up, Kota Odax, Dutiful Service. So she's going to be here. And she advances 1 space here, which gets her a victory point, putting me in last place, sort of typical. And now it's back to me, and I will play my Signet Ring. And that gives me the ability to either retreat troops or gain. If I have 2 influence with the Fremen, I could spend a water to draw 2 cards. I don't have the influence, and I don't want to spend the water. So I'm not going to use my Signet Ring ability, but I will send an agent here to gather support, and I gain 2 troops for that. And I could spend 2 Solari to also gain a water, but I don't think I need to do that. I could, turn in this plot card for 2 Solari to do that as well, but I'm not going to. I am going to spend this 2 Solari to gain this Sardaukar Commander, and now I gain one of these skill tokens. And there's 2 copies of Fierce there, but that only applies when the rivals or when an opponent has a worm in the conflict, and I don't know how likely that is. So I'm either going to get Driven or Hardy. So on my reveal turn, either gain a spice, or on my reveal turn, put a troop into my garrison. And as much as I like the troop, I think I said I want to try and get some techs, and so that's going to cost spice, and so I want this one. I want Driven. So we'll put this, I'm running out of space. I'm going to put this here. So I'll get a spice on my reveal turn whenever I have a Sardaukar commander in the combat. Although, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I would take this if I needed it every time, but I'm actually going to change my decision. If I'm putting the Sardaukar commander into combat, then I'm participating in combat and I'm going to need to replenish. So I'm going to take Hardy instead. And now we replace it with another Hardy, so okay. And while I'm on this Landsrad space, I can acquire a tech. I have 4 spice, so I can afford any of these. And I will take servo receivers, even though I kind of like glow globes as well. I like this one a little more. So I spend my 2 spice, and I gain this tech, and now my signet ring has all of the faction icons on it. Yeah, really am running out of space for stuff. Okay. So I think that's good to have. The only reason I didn't want it now is because it also lets me use my Signet Ring ability to retreat troops or spend water to draw cards. Only that second one, only if I have 2 influence with the Fremen, which I don't. And so just like I didn't use my Signet Ring ability when I played the card, I'm not going to use my Signet Ring ability now either. Whereas Glow Globes, you may now look at the top card of your deck at any time. The immediate ability is to go up 1 space at a faction. I would really like to have that. But I just wanted the Signet Ring to be stronger. So let's reveal the next one here. This is 5 spice is the cost. Immediate abilities go up 1 space with a faction. Navigation chambers. Board spaces cost you 1 spice or 1 Solari less. That's pretty cool. That's a good one to get early. Glow Globes is essentially gone now because this is the only one with that blue dot in the corner, so it's the only one the rivals can acquire at the moment. So I've got to assume that they're going to grab that before I have the chance. So that's everything I can do on that turn. I think that was pretty useful. Princess Irulan still has another agent, so she's going to go to Espionage, which I think she's been there before. She gets a victory point for that and places her 3rd spy. So that is going to go to the Fremen space, and she's now going to recall these 2 spies. And what does she get for that? She gets to advance and gain a troop to the garrison. So here's the troop. She's not on a combat space. She's going to advance where she's the lowest, which is going to be here. So that was pretty productive for her. Let's see what Kota Odax does with her last turn. Desert Tactics. So she is going here, advancing with the Fremen. She gets a victory point for that. A troop to her garrison, and it's a combat space, so she's winning the combat now. And she would break the shield wall if she had her Maker's Hook, but nobody's got their hook yet. But notably, she's got 2 influence at the Fremen, so she can go to Siege Tabor and get 1 now, so I've got to be aware of that. So now it's my reveal turn. I reveal these 2 cards. I have 1, 2, 3 Persuasion. Do I want to use it? This Arrakis Observer is not bad. This Delivery Logistics one's kind of interesting because I could just not play it every time. It's sort of slowing down my deck a little bit, giving me fewer options, but just keep acquiring contracts, and that's not so bad. But if I take this, then I really need to start finding a way to trash cards. So you know what? I think this is a bad idea. It's not a great play, but I'm going to take this card just to play it on my reveal turns and continue to gain contracts and hope that I can use that as a source of resource generation. So I spent 2 Persuasion. I technically have 1 Persuasion left. Can't afford any of those cards, so let's churn. We got a 3 and a 1. The 3 card is one that I was also interested in, but not unless I already had the card that I just picked up. I think there's another copy out there, so maybe I'll see it. It's a 6, so that's a 1. Interesting. This one's not too bad, too. This kind of allows you to keep getting more text, so it's something I've got my eye on. And that was my reveal turn, but I don't have a Sardaukar commander in the combat, so I don't get to gain that troop. So here, maybe we'll move some of this stuff like this. Now it's time for combat, isn't it? I didn't have any swords, so I am at 4. Princess is at 2. Kota Odax is at 6. And I'm first player, so that's where I'm at. The princess draws next. She gets 2. Yuck. So now we're tied. Kota Odax is going to run away with it with 1. That's, oh man, that is not good for me. So Kota Odax up again with the Fremen and a water and a troop. I'll just give her the troop from there. Get her a water. So how many resources does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 7 yet, so still not getting her Swordmaster. And without the Swordmaster, then she will not spend the 3 water for a victory point. Now Princess Irulan and I tie, and we're going to get 3rd place, so we each get 2 spice. So here's 2 for me, and 2 spice for her will get her up to 7 resources. So she's going to get her Swordmaster. So 2 spice that she just got, plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's out of resources, but she's got her Swordmaster. So that's not good because I have no Solari. It'll be tough for me to get a Swordmaster. Let's now... Combat's over, so she loses this troop. I lose these 2, and that means this advances twice, which gets me another spice. So I'm at 5 spice. So this goes here, and these all reset. Kota Odax gets the card. Nobody's made a pair yet. Now it's the maker step, so that means just 1 spice here on Deep Desert. Now we can recall our agents. Princess Irulan's got all 3 and the first player token. Oof. Whereas I am yet to get a victory point. So let's pass the first player token, and we need to reveal the next conflict card. Ooh, and this is Sea Spice Refinery. So we're fighting for here. The wall is still up, the shield wall, so no worms in this conflict. Not that anyone's had any worms yet. And this one's got the Chris knife symbol. So either of them, either of the rivals, if they win this one, will get a victory point for it. So, okay, I need to shuffle my deck and then draw my cards. Oh man, man, oh man, oh man. How am I going to make sense of any of this? So I'm going for techs. I want more techs, and I want to play lots of Bene Gesserit stuff. I need to go to secrets, or espionage, I suppose. But in either case, I need 1 more influence with the Bene Gesserit to start making better use of my Prepare the Way card. Oops, dropping stuff. What else do I need to do? I'm going to try and get some contracts along the way. How am I going to win this? That's what I'm not seeing. I need to get my Swordmaster. I could go to Spice Refinery, sell 1 spice to get some Solari, and that'll get me closer to being able to afford a Swordmaster. And I could get Navigation Chamber, and that would make it cheaper to get my Swordmaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Let's see if the cards were kind. Prepare the Way, Reconnaissance, Urgent Shigwire, Dagger, and Convincing Argument. I could probably do some work with that. I think the thing that makes sense is to play this one before playing this one, because that will get me all the icons I want on that card. Plus, I'll be able to draw 2 cards when I go there if I go to the Bene Gesserit space on this one. So, okay, I think that's making some sense. And I think one thing I need to stop doing is buying cards. So I probably, if I can trash something, I'd like to start trashing Convincing Arguments. I don't need those anymore. But I'm not the first player. Princess Irulan is. So let's see what she does first. She's going to place a spy on a city. So that's going to go here. And now we reveal another card. Deliver supplies or highliner, depending on conflict stage. We're on conflict 2, so she's going to go to deliver supplies right here and gain 1 influence with the Spacing Guild. And that's it for her. Now it's Kota Odax, also placing a spy. That's her first. She's going to start with accept contract, or Chom, the Chom spaces. And then assembly hall. So that is, which one of these? This one. And she gains an intrigue card. We'll take a look at that in a second. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources, okay? And she does have 2 influence the Emperor, so she also advances on her number 1 track, which is the Spacing Guild. All right, I seem to be behind in all the ways that matter. And I know I said I was going to go to a Bene Gesserit space, but I'm actually not. I am going to play this card, but I'm going to use it to go to Spice Refinery and I'm going to spend 1 spice. So I go from 5 down to 4. So here's my 4 spice, but then I also get 4 Solari. I think I'm going to get my Swordmaster. And so now the next Bene Gesserit card I play this round has all agent icons added to its agent box, can draw a card. So this has been played. Where am I going to put played cards? I don't know how I want to store stuff. I've got a lot of resources. Maybe we'll put the resources over here. Water, spice, Solari, played card, cards in my hand. Okay, I think what I'll do is probably play Prepare the Way next, and even though it's going to have all the icons, I'm just going to use it to go to Swordmaster along with this Seize Production, so I'll spend my 6 Solari to gain my Swordmaster. I'll be able to draw 1 card from this effect, but not from this effect, and then hopefully I can do something good with that Swordmaster. So let's go back to the Princess. Deep Desert, so she's going here. She gains 3 spice, 1, 2, 3, and let's see, she's going to deploy to the combat. And she has no worms, or Maker's Hook rather, so she can't gain a worm. So because she doesn't have a hook, she'll grab the 4 spice instead, and that'll bring her up to 7. And so she's already got her Swordmaster, so she's not going to spend it. She's going to hoard it to get Tex. So, okay, she's just got 7 spice. No victory point there. So, okay, confused myself a little, but now we go to Kota Odax. Secrets. So she's going here. That's too bad. That's a place I would have liked to go. She gets 1 influence with the Bene Gesserit, and I only have 3 intrigue cards, so she doesn't get to take 1 from me. That's good. So now it's back to me. I'm going to play Prepare the Way, and I have all the agent icons, and I draw 1 card. Let's take the card. Dune the Desert Planet. That doesn't do much for me, but I suppose it's not bad. So I will send my agent to the Swordmaster space. I'm going to spend this Intrigue card to gain 2 Solari, and that 2, along with this 4, is enough for my Swordmaster. So I take my Swordmaster, and now I will have another turn this round. So back to the Princess now. Fremkit. So she goes up 1 with the Fremen. That's another victory point for her. I am still not on the board yet. It is a combat space, but she's got no more troops. Kota Odax is out of agents, so now it's back to me. I do have 1 more agent turn. Man, I really would have liked to gone to any of the factions, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Oh, and stupidly, I forgot when I went to Swordmaster, I could have bought a tech too. Nothing has changed since then, so do I want to buy a tech? I've got 4 spice. I really want that one. But I just don't have the spice for it, and I don't want to spend this to get the discount. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to spend 3 spice, 1, 2, 3, from last turn to get Suspensor Suits. Let's reveal what's next here. Ornithopter Fleet. Oof. Could be good, depending on who gets it. There's no immediate benefit on this one I just grabbed, but now for each intrigue card you draw or steal during your turn, gain a troop and deploy it to the conflict. So maybe I lean on intrigue cards in some of these spaces in order to get more troops into the combat. But okay, where am I going to send my agent this time? I can probably have a shot at winning the combat if I go to a combat board space. And so I guess I'll play Reconnaissance to go to Arakeen. It's not super exciting, but I gain a troop and I can deploy them, and it's a combat space. I could deploy 2 more. I could use my Sardaukar Commander, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to deploy, let's see, I've got 1 sword for my reveal turn. Let's deploy, well, let's draw a card. Let's draw the card and then decide. Diplomacy. Man, that stinks because that means I won't get to play Diplomacy. I was afraid of that. Okay, well, yuck. What do I want to do? Well, let's push in 2 more. Let's do that. Okay. That was my turn. Now it comes back to me for my reveal turn. These are my reveal cards. So I've got 6 plus 1 sword. Princess is at 2. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion. I don't have a commander in combat, so I don't get hardy. I do have 2 or more tech tiles, so maybe I will grab this for 4. I have way too many cards. I have to start trashing some of my starting cards, like really badly. But these can all go in the discard now. And now we churn. We get a 5 and another 5. So it's just this card goes away. And now we go into combat. And She's the only one who needs to draw. Let's draw a card. She gets 2 swords. That's it. Combat is over. It means I deployed 1 troop too many, but that's okay. So I'm in first place. I get to place my flag on Spice Refinery. I don't mind that. And now I get to place a spy. That's interesting. And I get 2 spice. So here's my 2 spice over here, I guess. I don't know where I want to place my spy. And then in second place, she's going to get an intrigue card and another spice. I'll put this over here. And a troop. She gets her troop back. I'm going to lose my 3 troops. So this track goes up 1, 2, 3. 1 more for a water. And now these can reset. And I get the combat card. Where am I going to place this spy, though? I've got a lot of Landsrat icons. Maybe I'll go here before it gets blocked. And, I mean, grabbing that intrigue card is good for me now. Going here is good to just get text in general and get some of the other bonuses. So, okay, that's where I'm going to put my spy. Now, the maker step. Man, I still don't have any victory points, though. I'm really lagging. I'm hoping some of this stuff turns into some sort of engine that kicks in soon. But we will, let's see, recover or recall agents. So I've got 3. And 3 for Princess Irulan, and 2 for Kota, Odax of Ix. And we're going to pass the first player token and reveal the next conflict card. Getting real deep into the game. I've done like nothing yet, I feel like. Ornithopter. All right, I definitely want that. Plus, gain an intrigue card and advance with the Bene Gesserit. This one's perfect for me. I really want this card for all the first place stuff. So let's draw my 5 cards and see if they're going to be helpful. Signet Ring is great. Dagger, Engineered Miracle, Dune the Desert Planet, Urgent Shigware. Yeah, this one, I think this is a really good draw. These 2 in that order would be great. Signet Ring can send me anywhere. I don't know what order I might want to do these things in, but that's pretty good. So Kota Odax is up first. She's going to Siege Tabor, and she can go there. Oh boy. So she gets her Maker's Hook. So this is trouble. She gets a troop. She gets a water. And I think that's going to get her a Sword Master. We'll find out in a second. It's a combat space, so there's the troop she just acquired, plus push these 2 in. So she's going to fight for this card that I really want. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 resources. So she's going to spend them all and finally get her Sword Master. So I have got my work cut out for me if I want to win this combat, especially considering I am nowhere near getting sandworms. But something I can do is get intrigue cards, and that will get me troops into the combat. So that's good. And my Signet Ring can send me anywhere. I think I'd really like to get a 3rd tech so I could play this and get influence with 2 different factions. So let's do this. Let's start with this one. And I'm going to go to Secrets. And I gain an intrigue card. And whenever I gain an intrigue card, I gain a troop and deploy them directly into the conflict. The next Bene Gesserit card I have, or that I played that this round has all agent icons and its agent box allows me to draw a card. All right. And what does this do? Tenuous Bond. During my plot turn, I could spend, or I could decrease 1 influence track to increase another, or I could trash a card during combat, trash a card from your discard pile that costs 1 persuasion or more to gain 4 swords. That could be useful, but I think I kind of want most of the cards I purchased. I want to get rid of my starting cards is what I want to get rid of. But at least I got a troop that way. I've got an intrigue card with an option on it. What else are we going to do? Oh, and I need to advance with the Bene Gesserit. That gets me my first victory point. Okay. So now I've got 2 cards this round that have all, or nearly all agent icons on them. Oh, no, they do. They both have all agent icons. So that's really handy. Let's see what the princess does here. She wants to go to Arakeen. Okay. That is going to get her a troop, and it is a combat space, and her Signet Ring ability is place a spy. Man, she's been placing a lot of spies. So that's going to go here on the Emperor space. That's her 3rd spy. So she's taking these 2 back, and that means she gets to do another troop on this combat turn and increase 1 track. Oh, no, and that's going to be this one. Man, she has hit level 2 on all of the factions. I have just hit level 2 on my first faction and haven't advanced at all on the other 3. Man, how am I going to do this? Kota Odax, you're next. Spice Refinery. Well, that'll give me 1 Solari at least. I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. And then it's combat space. Oh, she doesn't have any more troops, but she gets her signet ring. So she gets a spice and she can acquire a tech at a 1 spice discount. So she's going to get this one for 1 spice. So 1 spice goes away again. Glow globes. You may look at the top card of your deck at any time. All she's going to get for that is the immediate bonus of advancing on her lowest track. It's going to be a tie between Spacing Guild and Bene Gesserit. She would prefer Spacing Guild. And that is another victory point for her. That's not going to do anything now. And then we reveal this. Okay. So I've got a couple turns left. I need to get troops into this combat. And you know what I could do? If I play this and this, which both have all agent icons, I could try and go to both Fremen spaces. And then if I do Signet Ring second, then I can trigger this Signet Ring ability to spend a water to draw 2 cards. And that could be pretty useful. So I don't hate that plan. Let's maybe think about doing that. And then I've got a big discard pile here, so I could trash something too. Oh, I've got convincing argument there. That'd be great. Let's do that maybe. Let's do Engineered Miracle. It's got all the agent icons, but the Fremen one is the one I'm using. I'm going to go to Desert Tactics, which will cost me 1 water. And so I gain a troop, and it is a combat space. I'll deploy that troop and my Sardaukar commander. And then I can trash a card, and I'll trash Convincing Argument. And because this was the previous card I played, and this is Bene Gesserit, I get to draw a card as well. Delivery Logistics. Oh, interesting. What did I want to pair that with? I already forgot. Oh yeah, this. I could trash that 2-cost card. Although I could probably just acquire that 1-cost card and then trash it immediately. That would be even better. Okay, so I did that, and now I'm going to discard a card. Let's discard Dune the Desert Planet to gain a water. Okay, this is going to work. So that was the second card I played. I'm going to play Signet Ring next. On my reveal turn, I'll get a sword and a contract. I want that too. Oh, but I'll get a sword and a contract, and if I Signet Ring over to Fremkit, then I'll also draw a card, which should give me, hopefully, 1 persuasion to be able to buy this, and then immediately trash it in combat to gain that intrigue card to also put another troop in, although that's during your turn. Man, okay, there's a lot going on. Okay, let's see what Princess Irulan does next. We're in conflict level 2, so she's going to go to deliver supplies and advance once here. Oof. And she's got an alliance and a victory point. Next up, similar, but she does have 2 influence with the Spacing Guild, so she is going to go to shipping, and she gets 2 Solari and advances with her preferred track, which is the Shipping Guild, so she goes up there. So I'm not going to bother competing with the Shipping Guild, I guess. Oh, and I forgot to advance with the Fremen when I went to Desert Tactics, but now I'm going to play Signet Ring, and my Signet Ring has all of the faction icons. So I'm going to send my agent to Fremkit. That lets me draw a card, get my other convincing argument, and I advance 1 more space with the Fremen now. That gets me a victory point, and I do have 2 influence with the Fremen now, so I could spend a water to draw 2 more cards, but actually I think I'd rather have the water now, even though that was like my master plan. So I don't think I'm going to do that. So I want all my cards here in my discard pile when I get to the combat phase. So, okay, these are my played cards. These are kind of done. Princess Irulan still has another turn. Ooh, that scares me. Acquire tech. She's got plenty of spice. 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the most expensive one she could buy? This one. 7, and she gets a discount, so she's going to buy it for 6. Yuck. So that's going to get her 1 victory point. That's really bad. And recruiting a Sardaukar commander, including when you acquire one, costs you 1 Solari less. So that is in effect for her. Man, and she still gets to go somewhere. She's going to Arakeen. That's blocked. She's going to go to either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. She's going to prefer Haga Basin. and get, she does not have her Maker's Hook, so 1, 2, 3 spice. So that'll bring her up to a total of 5. And it is a combat space, but luckily she's got no troops in the garrison. Kota Odax is done, so it comes back to me. My reveal turn is these 3 cards, so I get, here, let's see, I'm at 6, we're all at 6. My sword gives me exactly 1 boost. For this one, I'm going to take a contract, and I kind of like them both, but I'm going to take Earn Any Alliance. So that's active right now. And what else? I need to replace that, I suppose. They're both for High Council. Interesting. So I got my sword, I got my contract, I've got 2 persuasion. Persuasion. I'm going to use it to grab Sardaukar Soldier. And now that goes into my discard. And I do have a Sardaukar commander out, so I get on my reveal turn through Hardy 1 troop to my garrison. And I need to replace that and then do a churn. 3 and 4. So both copies of Sandwalk are gone. Get Weirding Woman and Maula Pistol. Okay. Now these are discard, so all my cards are in my discard pile. That's convenient. Now we go to combat. And so, let's see. Kota Odax is first player. We draw for her. She gets 2, so she's at 8. Now we need to draw for Princess Irulan, and I need to shuffle these. This will be pretty important. I don't want her to get too many, but she could get anything. All right, I think that's shuffled. Let's see what it is. 2. All right, so they're both tied at 8, and I'm at 7. Now, I can play intrigue cards, and I will. I'll play this combat intrigue card. Trash a card from your discard pile that costs 1 persuasion or more. I'm going to trash Sardaukar Soldier. And when you do, you gain 4 swords. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when this card is trashed, gain an intrigue card. So I gain an intrigue card. Now, Suspensor Suit says for each intrigue card you draw or steal during your turn. This is not my turn right now, so I don't think I get that reward. But I can trash this now. It served its purpose. It did a good job. And, you know what, I might as well put it in that pile up there. Okay. So what does this do? I can break the shield wall or deploy up to 4 troops from your garrison to the conflict. All right. Neat. Now conflict is over. I take first place, so I'm going to advance with the Bene Gesserit and then gain another intrigue card. I've got to watch out because it's my 4th. 3 swords or 2 Solari. So maybe I'll try and spend it right away for some Solari. And they tie, so they're going to take the last reward. So they each get a troop. We'll do that. And they each get a spice. So 1 here, 1 here. Now I gain this that pairs with my starting objective. So I'm going to flip these over for a victory point. And that's it. So we need to lose troops. You lose 2, you lose 2, I lose 3. This goes to the top. I gain a water. So second water is good to have. And now we reset it back to the beginning. And it'll cost me 2 Solari to get that Sardaukar troop back. Now we can reset these markers and pass the first, oh no, not pass yet. Add the spice. And then recall our agents. 1, 2, 3. And where are mine? Right here. I guess I went to a lot of agent spaces, huh? Cool. Now, now we can pass the first player token. Hey, and it's coming to me. That's good. That means I can use my intrigue card before anybody has a chance to steal it. And we'll reveal the next conflict card. It's the last level 2 conflict. This is a Desert Mouse. Contract, water, and trash a card. So I need my 5 cards. So we're going to have to shuffle up this deck. Nobody's really grabbed any Sardaukar commanders yet except for me. I'm not making great use of those. It didn't reveal this next tech. Probably should do that. Spy drones. This is one of the, well, I guess they're all new. But it has the, you can place 2 spies and they are deep cover spies. You can flip that card to gain a Solari. And if you recall the spy this turn, trash a card. That's pretty nice. I do want to get a third tech, and I want to do it soon, ideally. But I need spice for techs. I don't really have enough Solari to get a seat at the High Council. That would make techs cheaper. Imperial Basin, though, has a lot of spice. I can go to Imperial Basin and then go to any of the Landsrad spaces. And I wouldn't mind getting one more influence of the Bene Gesserit to not only gain the alliance, but then complete a contract. So let's shuffle these up. I guess they're pretty shuffled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an interesting draw. So only one Bene Gesserit card. One Ixian Ambassador. If you have 2 or more tech tiles, which I do, on the reveal turn, then you can advance with a faction. So I probably want to hold on to that for my reveal turn. So this is what I am likely working with. So I'll probably hold this for the reveal. So I can go to a Fremen space or any of the basic spaces, but no other faction spaces. So I'd really like to go to Imperial Basin and get all that spice, but I think I might... I can go to Siege Tabor now, too. I could get a Maker's Hook. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. What I might like to do is get this Ornithopter Fleet tech so that I can pair this Chris Knife and this Desert Mouse together to get a victory point for them, because it just treats them all as ornithopters. So that would cost me 4 spice. I've only got 3. So to do that, I think I could go here to get my Maker's Hook. And then, there's no bonus spice. That can give me a water. I'll have 3 water. Then I can go to Deep Desert and get 1 more spice and a couple of worms, and then I can go to any Landsrad space and get that tech. And I can go for the Landsrad, I can go to the Assembly Hall and get a, not just get the tech, but also get an intrigue card, which would get me another troop. So that seems pretty good to me. So it'll probably be Reconnaissance and then Engineered Miracle and then Dagger. I think that's my plan. So we're going to start with Reconnaissance. I'm going to go to Siege Tabor. I do have 2 influence at the Fremen. I gain a troop, and it's a combat space. So I'm going to push my troops in. If I had another Solari, I would probably put in my Sardaukar as well. But now I also gain a water. So here's the water and a Maker's Hook. So that's fantastic. Do I want to spend an intrigue card right now before somebody tries to steal one? I mean, I'd rather save this one for the 3 swords. But I don't want to risk really this one being stolen. I don't mind that much about losing either of those. I'd be unhappy if I lost this. I'd rather have 2 Solari than lose it, but I'd rather have 3 swords than 2 Solari. But we did just shuffle this deck. This is like a full deck, so I don't think I want to mess around with it. I think I'm going to spend this. I'm just going to get the 2 Solari. I don't want to risk losing a card. 2 Solari would be better than losing this card that I've been working on for so long. All right, so this is played. Put my played cards right there. Maybe we'll put the first player token in between my played and not played cards. Okay, the princess is up now. Desert Tactics, so that's right here. She's going to go up with the Fremen, gain a troop. It's a combat space. She's deploying. She does not have a Maker's Hook, so she can't destroy the wall. So now we're on a race for the Fremen. Let's see what Kota Odax does. Research Station. That was not one of the places I wanted to go, so I guess I'm okay with it. 2 troops, and it's a combat space, so she's got all those troops in. So it's my turn now. I am going to stick with my plan, Engineered Miracle, and I will go to Imperial Basin to gain 3 spice. 1, 2... and I have 3. That's just 6 total. We'll make change. There's my spice. And you know what? I'll use those 2 Solari that I just gained to recruit my Sardaukar and this combat space so I can deploy as well. And I can discard a card to gain a water. So I'll do that. And that is it for my turn, I think. So now all I need to do is go to the Assembly Hall, and I have a spy there, so I'm pretty safe. Princess Irulan is next. Sardaukar. So she's going up here. She does not have any Solari, so she's just going to advance 1 space on the Emperor track and gain 2 troops to her garrison. Hopefully she doesn't get the chance to deploy them. Kota Odax, Research Station, you're already there. Fremkit, okay. Coming down here, advance once with the Fremen. Oh no, and she gets that alliance. I really would have liked to have had that. Oh, but what am I thinking? I'm red. I thought I was next up. I wasn't next anyway, so oh well. And it's a combat space she's already deployed. So back to me. Sticking with the plan still, playing Dagger to go up here to Assembly Hall. And I gain 1 Persuasion and 1 Intrigue card. Plot card, depart for Arrakis, spend 2 spice to gain 3 troops, or if you have 3 influence on the Spacing Guild track, you can draw a card. I don't know that I'm going to do either of those right now, but I gained an intrigue card on my turn, so I get to put a troop directly in the combat, and it's a Landsrad space, so I can buy a technology, and I'm going with Ornithopter, so I'm going to spend 5, it only costs 4, so I get 1 spice back, and I gain my tech. Oh, and I can gain 2 troops for that. These 2 go to my garrison. But that's good to have. So I've got 3 technologies now. And what else? So it's still my turn. I have this plot card. If you have 3 or more tech tiles, which I now do. Oh, let's reveal this one too. Sorry. That one only costs 1. This is Training Depot on your reveal turn. If you've got 6 or more persuasion, gain 2 swords. Okay. If you have 3 or more tech tiles, choose 2. I can advance on any 2 tracks. So I think one of them is going to be the Spacing Guild. And the other one is definitely going to be the Bene Gesserit. So I gain that alliance. That gets me a victory point. And I just earned an alliance, so I get 2 Solari and 2 more troops to my garrison. So that paid off. Another contract completed. What else? Oh, I get an intrigue card. So this one is spent. I gain a new intrigue card. And on my turn, I can discard a card to advance with the Bene Gesserit or the Fremen. Oh, man. Well, if that's the case, I'm not going to take that influence. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to chase this Fremen one. I'm going to spend this on a future turn, assuming it doesn't get stolen. I would use it immediately, but I've only got 1 card left, and I don't want to discard it. I want its effect in my reveal turn, because that really gives me a shot then. If I do this when I reveal, and then if I do this later, I can pass here, and I could take that token away. I don't really have a chance to get this one over here. I was just hoping it might open up that board space or let me use this effect here to get more influence with the Spacing Guild, but I like this path better. So that was a pretty strong turn, I think. I did a lot of things. Oh, but what in the world? Oh, that was very stupid. I wasn't supposed to go to Imperial Basin. I was supposed to go to Deep Desert because I needed the worms. Is there a way to retcon that? Because it didn't interact with any of the rivals, but I spent some of the spice that I got there. So I'm going to backpedal a little bit, which is too bad. I had 3 spice, and then I gained 3 more here. So there must have been 2. So if I had 3 and then I instead went here, I would have gained a 4th, which means when I bought that tech, I would have spent all my spice. So I should have no spice left. But I did have 3 water, and then I gained a 4th after going there by discarding. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I am sorry. I really messed this up. So I should get 2 worms. That was like the whole crux of things. Okay, so doing it that way would not have affected any of the stuff that happened on this current turn, but that makes me feel pretty dumb. But at least I remembered before it had any effect with the rivals. So sorry about that. All right, Princess Irulan, go ahead. Espionage. So she goes up once with the Bene Gesserit and places another spy. That is going to be with the Bene Gesserit. Okay. Kota Odax. Either accept contract or shipping. She'd like to go to shipping, and that is available. So she's going to get 2 Solari plus advance with her preferred track, which is this one. So yeah, the 2 of them can duke it out over that Spacing Guild alliance. Now it comes back to me. It is my reveal turn. I've only got 1 card to reveal. I have 1 persuasion, which I don't think I'll use, though Weirding Woman wouldn't be a bad one to grab. And then if you have 2 or more tech tiles, which I do, advance on any track. So I'm going to go up with the Fremen and gain a water. So this goes here. You know what? I will grab this one. And then these all go in my discard. Let's get plenty of Bene Gesserit cards. We'll replace this. Fremen War Name and churn 5 and 3. So that one didn't last long. Bunch of Fremen cards out. Those are going away. Chome Demands and Dangerous Rhetoric. Okay. Now we can go to combat. So Princess Irulan's at 4, Kota Odax is at 6, and I am at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looking good for me. Who's first player? I am. So Princess Irulan draws first. She gets 2 more. She's up to 6. Kota Odax gets 2 more. She's up to 8. And that is it for combat. So I am taking first place, which I was pretty confident I was going to do, at least at the beginning of the round. Oh, and I did forget, on my reveal turn, I had this Sardaukar commander out, so I get another troop to the combat. So I can get 2 contracts, 2 water, and trash 2 cards, because I have the worms. So here's 2 water. I could trash 2 cards. That's interesting. Probably Dagger. No. I've got Dagger, Reconnaissance, and Dune the Desert Planet. Definitely Dune the Desert Planet. And probably Dagger. I think I've got some extra Landsrads cards, and I probably want the city cards more. Though maybe not. Maybe we'll get rid of that. We'll do the Landsrad one. We'll keep Dagger. We'll trash Reconnaissance and Dune the Desert Planet. That's really helpful. And now I get 2 contracts. So I want to take at least one of those High Council ones. I mean, I don't have a choice. I've got to take one of the 2 High Council ones. And let's go with this one, because it could be really useful to get an extra agent turn in a round. I'm not doing much on... well, I'm doing a lot, I guess, on the reveal turns, but I'm not like trying to buy the Spice Must Flow, for example, so I don't mind taking more agent turns. Let's replace that contract. And we have Spice Refinery, 1 water. And you know what? I'm just going to take the other High Council one, because you can fulfill them both simultaneously. So let's just try and go to 1 space and get both contracts done. That'd be cool. So we have a Harvest as our other option. So that was good stuff for me. Kota Odax got second, so she's going to gain 1 water and 1 spice, and she can't trash cards, so she's just going to stop there. And that's it. I gain the conflict card. So I have a Crysknife. Oh, you can't see that. I have a Crysknife and a Desert Mouse, but because I have Ornithopter Fleet, all my battle icons are Ornithopters, so these pair, and I get a victory point. I am starting to be in the game now. Things are turning around. But man, I feel like I am slow at the beginning, especially compared to the rivals. So that's it for combat. So the worms go away, and then I lose 1, 2, 3, 4 troops. The commander counts, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4 advances there, which gets me another spice. And these troops just go away. No prizes for the rivals. And what now? Reset these. And we do the maker. So that's going to be here and here. And then recall our agents. And I think this will be over in a turn or 2, but I don't know. I don't have any indication of which way it's going to go. Knocked over that. Spy. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's pass the first player token and reveal the first level 3 conflict card. It's a Crysknife, except for me. It's an Ornithopter for me. Crysknife would get anyone, either of the rivals, a point. And man, those are some rewards, huh? Battle of Arakeen. So that would be for here, and the shield wall is still up, so no worms in the combat unless that wall comes down, which I could do that just with a plot card. But let's draw my 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a lot of cards in my deck. Diplomacy, Signet Ring. I don't think I've played Diplomacy yet. Dune the Desert Planet, Delivery, Logistics, and Convincing Argument. It's unfortunate I drew both of these together, because that means I'm just playing these 3 cards. Because this one's really for the free contract. Although I could, it's got the icon for High Council. I could use this to go to High Council if I had a couple more Solari, and then complete both those contracts. But if I complete that contract, I want to have an agent on the board already, so I wouldn't want to start there. Probably want to use Diplomacy, and Signet Ring. So I can go to Factions. Signet Ring can go everywhere. So I don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet, but those are some initial thoughts. Let's put this token here so I don't confuse these 2 piles, because I did that once before and it really bothered me. So, all right, Princess Irulan starts. Espionage. She's going here. Advancing, man, with the Bene Gesserit, get out of here. And place a spy. She's going to go to her third choice and recall the other 2 spies. And then what does she get for that? She advances again with her lowest track, which is either going to be Fremen or Emperor. And she's going to do Emperor because that's preferred. Unbelievably, she advanced on her lowest track and got an alliance out of it. That is pretty amazing. So she gets a victory point for that. I've got to compete with her somehow. And I don't think I gave her her troop. So that goes there. And that's it. That's it for espionage. Okay. Kota Odax, what do you got for me? Desert Tactics. Coming down here. Advancing. No, with the Fremen. Why? Why are you doing that to me? All right, fine. Gains a troop. It is a combat space. Oh, and she's got her Maker's Hook. And she's going to destroy the shield wall. So that's gone now. So worms can get into the combat. You better believe I'm going to get one. So I think I'm going to start with diplomacy and go to Fremkit because if I want to do all the things that I would like to do this turn, I'm going to need to draw cards. Otherwise, I'm going to run out. So I'm playing diplomacy. I'm going to go to Fremkit, draw a card, prepare the way. I don't know if that's really going to help right now, but this is a combat space, so I'll push 2 troops in, and I need to advance with the Fremen. And that's mostly all I can do, except I can play Siege Ritual and discard Dune the Desert Planet. I want to discard, what am I doing? Convincing Argument. Because that's not doing anything for me. Discard Convincing Argument. Making a mess here. All my cards are moving around. All right, I've discarded a card to now advance with the Bene Gesserit or the Fremen. Let's go with the Fremen. And now I take this alliance token. I gain a victory point, and I took it from Kota Odax, and now that's been adjusted. So that's good. I am worried about the Bene Gesserit alliance now, though. But that was helpful. I can use these somehow. I know I want to go to High Council. To do that, I'm going to need a couple more Solari. I could get that from Spice Refinery using Prepare the Way, which will also let me draw a card. And I'll get 1, 2, 3 Solari, and it's a combat space. That's probably what I'm going to do next before I do Delivery Logistics. And I can save Signet Ring for last, because that has all the icons. So, all right, that was decent. I'm in a good spot. Princess Irulan is next. Deep Desert, so she's going here, and she gets, there's no bonus spice, and she has no Maker's Hook either, so she's not going there. She's going to draw another card. Acquire Tech at a 1 discount. Oh, but we're at level 3. So she doesn't have 7 to turn in yet, so she'll still acquire a Tech, but they're not going to hoard spice anymore. But the most expensive one she can get is Spy Drones, that, has the icon on it. Flip that over. So it costs 5. She's going to spend 4. So she gets 1 change back. She gets to place 2 spies. Man. And I don't think she'll interact with the other. Oh, she will. She'll use that. So first place the 2 spies. So Emperor space and then Bene Gesserit space. That was her third one. So now she recalls these 2, which is going to advance her again on her lowest track there. That's unbelievable. And gain a troop. This turn. We'll separate it from the other ones. And she's going to flip it and gain 1 Solari. Oh, holy cow. And that was not even her turn yet. So now we flip either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. There's more bonus spice at Imperial Basin. So she'll go here, get 1, 2, 3 bonus spice, and she would try and break the shield wall, but she can't, and it's already broken. So she's got 5 spice now. That's quite a bit, and that's a combat space. So she did get this troop this turn, and then she'll deploy 2 more. Oh man, it's heating up. Kota Odax, Spice Refinery. That's not good. I think I was intending to go there, wasn't I? Spice Refinery. I do get a Solari for that. I wish I had 1 more Solari. That's okay. And then she gets her Signet Ring ability. She gains a spice and then acquires a tech for a 1 spice discount. This one only costs 1. Well, she gained 1 to be 3. She would be able to get rapid dropships, so I guess she'll do that. So she gets rapid dropships. Techs are going flying this game. And what is that going to do for her? She gets 2 troops. This is a combat space, so they get deployed. And then on her agent turn, she can flip this to make it a combat space. So she doesn't need to do that now, but she'll do it the first time she goes somewhere that is not a combat space. So yikes. So now I don't really have a way to get the Solari I need to go to High Council. And that's kind of a big problem. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try and go to Haga Basin and then place a spy while I'm there to go to Spice Refinery and then... Oh no, that'll be all of my agents though, and then I won't be able to go to High Council. I can only go to High Council if I can end this turn with 5 Solari. Well, fine, let's do this. Let's play Signet Ring. I've got to hope Princess Irulan specifically does not go to Secrets on her next turn, or that's going to be really bad. I'm going to have a hard time getting that back, because I can advance, not Signet Ring. I could advance with the Bene Gesserit with my Signet Ring if she doesn't take that spot. Okay, Dune the Desert Planet is what I'm going to do. Oh, that's what I wanted. Signet Ring to hit this ability, but I want Signet Ring because that's the only way I can go to Secrets. Oh, man. Well, I cannot lose this conflict, and I need to win it, and with a worm. So I'm doing Dune the Desert Planet to go to Deep Desert. I'm spending... Well, you know what? I can go to Haga Basin. That'll be fine. I'll go to Haga Basin, spend 1 water, gain 1 bonus spice, and it's a combat space. Plus, I'm going to voluntarily spend 2 Solari. You can do that once per turn to recruit to your garrison one of your Sardaukars. And then I can deploy, because I just recruited this one, it's a combat space, plus up to 2 more. So I just deployed 3 troops to the combat, so... I'll play a plot card. When you deploy 3 or more units to the conflict in a single turn, you can place a spy. And I'm going to put this spy, I don't know, here on Deep Desert maybe. That could be a good place for later. Although you may place this spy on the same observation post as another player's spy. You know what? I'll just do that here so I don't get locked out of there. But I really don't want to have to use it. So that's been spent. And what was the point of that again? I get a worm. Let's not forget. So I've got lots of combat strength plus a worm. So if I win this combat, I'll get a couple of victory points. Plus I can recall 2 spies to get a 3rd victory point. And ideally, since I'm doing so poorly on these 2 factions, if I can gain this tech, that'll be worth a couple points in the end game too, if the game should go another round, which I think it will. So, okay, that's it for my turn. Princess Irulan, don't go to Secrets. Okay, deliver supplies or Highliner. It's conflict level 3, so she's going to Highliner. I guess that's dangerous too. So she gains 3 troops and deploys them. I think I'm still ahead. And she advances with the Spacing Guild, so she holds on to her token. I would rather Kota Odax take it at this point, but Kota Odax is up next. She's going to gather support. That's fine for me, I think. So she goes here. Gains a troop. She does have 2 influence with the Emperor, so she's going to go up 1 with the Bene Gesserit. That's a victory point for her, but that's fine with me. So I'm going to play Signet Ring. My Signet Ring has all of the abilities, or all of the icons. Let me move some of this stuff around because it's tough to see. Okay, I've got all the icons on it, so I'm going to go to Secrets. That means I advance here and hold on to my alliance. I gain an intrigue card, and whenever I gain an intrigue card, I deploy a troop directly to the combat, and this is worth 2 swords, plus 3 more if I recall an agent, okay? And because it was my Signet Ring, I think I will spend 1 water to draw 2 cards, although then I won't have enough to go to Deep Desert if I need it next time. But I'll get a water at the end of this turn. Okay, so I'll spend a water and draw 2 more cards. Maybe, oh geez, okay. I don't know that that's really helpful for me then. So my reveal turn is just going to be a contract and 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion. So, okay, that's fine. So no more agent turns, so it's time for my reveal turn now. I will take a contract, or I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persuasion. I don't think I need any more cards right now. 5 doesn't do much for me, so 4 is wasted, and I gain a contract with delivery logistics. I guess I'll take this. It doesn't really matter because I don't intend on completing it either way. What's the other one? Oh, another High Council. I would have liked to have that. Oh, and on my reveal turn, I have a Sardaukar in the combat, so I get another troop to my garrison. That's nice too. So let's see. First player is Princess Irulan. Where's everybody at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's at 12. She's at 6. I'm at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, Princess Irulan is going to get another 1. I've got this in the bag. Kota Odax gets 1. So I don't need to spend this conflict card. I can hold on to it, or this combat intrigue card. So I'll hold on to it. The combat's over now. I win, and I double my rewards. So that's huge. This is Arakeen. Let's put a flag there. And I have a worm, so I get a victory point plus a second victory point. Plus I'm going to recall my 2 spies and get a third victory point. So big turn. And now Princess Irulan in second gets an intrigue card. That's her second. She gets 1 spice, which brings her up to 6. And she gets 3 Solari, which brings her up to 4 Solari. Okay, dangerously close to some victory points for her. Now she's going to lose all these troops. At least we know Highliner's out of there now. Kota Odax gets nothing, loses those troops. I lose the worm, and then I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This advances 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at the end of the track. So here's my water. Lose all these. Reset the track. And these can go back now. I gain the card. For me, because my tech, it's an ornithopter, but I have nothing to pair it with, so I'd like to get another one. So this will be the last round. Here's the maker step, 1 spice. Now we can recall agents. One, two, 3. Making a mess here. Okay. And the first player token will pass to Kota Odax. We'll reveal the next conflict card. So this seems to be round 8. Ornithopter. The only one who's going to get a point out of that is me. So I would like to have it. Battle for Imperial Basin. Nobody has Imperial Basin yet. So even though I've got 2 flags out there, I don't get to put my bonus troop in. And now I need to draw 5 cards. These should be in my discard. So I get 1 card. I need to draw 4 more after shuffling this deck. I'd like to advance 1 more time with the Bene Gesserit just to make sure I'm protected. Gaining another intrigue card could be good, but it would leave me a little open. But if I go to secrets, I think I'm okay. I think, oh, there's secrets right there. It got burned for a sword. Great. I think secrets is the only card in the rival deck that allows the rivals to take my intrigue cards, just like it's the only space on the board that allows it. So if I can go to secrets, then I should be safe having more intrigue cards. The intrigue card will, of course, get me a troop. What else do I need to do? I need to get a worm. I've got 3 waters, so that shouldn't be too tough. If I can get to Spice Refinery, spend 1 spice and get a bunch of Solari, it would be cool to go to maybe accept contract. And oh, wait a minute, though. I was going to say get the other High Council contract and just complete 3 at once. That would be neat. But what I really want to do is I want to go to High Council and then have 4 spice when I'm there so I can get Panopticon, because that's worth a lot of points in the end game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what do we have? Dagger, Dune the Desert Planet, Diplomacy, Engineered Miracle, and Prepare the Way. I'll have to think about that. Kota Odax is first. She's going to place a spy. That is only her 2nd spy. So she's going to place it here and then reveal another card. Oh, and we got to flip this back over. I don't think there was any time for her to flip that, but I don't remember where she was anymore. You know, she may have gone to gather support. You know, I can backtrack. Each got one of those. Oh, she went to Arakeen was her last turn. Who went to gather support and who went to Arakeen? What was Arakeen for? Place spy. Oh, this is what she just did. This was a sword. This was a sword. Yeah, she did go to gather support, which means she would have flipped that, which means she would have put this into combat, and then she still would not have placed. So she shouldn't have that either. Okay. All right, so now she's going to Siege Tabor. She can go there. She's already got her Maker's Hook, so she's going to gain a troop, push into combat, and gain a water. All in all, not a bad thing. She doesn't need to flip this right now. So now it's my turn. How am I going to play this? I need to get 3 more Solari and 2 more Spice. If I go to Spice Refinery, I'll get 1, 2, 3 without spending anything. I'll get enough Solari. But having 4 Spice is going to be tricky. I guess what I would do is I would play Engineered Miracle, use it to go to Deep Desert. I would lose all my water, and then discard a card to gain 1 more water. And so on this base, I would gain 4 plus the bonus spice. I would have 5 spice, which would get me up to 7 spice. And then I could go to Spice Refinery, spend 1 of those, and then walk away with 5 Solari, so I'd be at 7. And then I could go to High Council, spend 5 and another 2 on that Sardaukar. And then after completing the contracts, I can recall one of my agents and go to 1, 2, 3. I guess go to any faction or go back to Haga Basin with the 1 water I'll have left and get a worm in the conflict. So I would hate to not play Diplomacy, but it looks like I might do that. So I'm saying Deep Desert, Spice Refinery, to High Council, to Haga Basin. There is a lot that can go wrong there. Let's try it. So starting with Engineered Miracle, I'm spending 3 water to go to Deep Desert, and then I'm discarding, unbelievably, Diplomacy to gain a water. So 3 gone, 1 comes back. And on Deep Desert, that is a combat space, so I'm going to deploy these 2. I'm going to gain the bonus 1 spice plus 4 is 5 spice. So I've got spice now. And you know what? I think I've mathed this out perfectly. I think I'm going to spend 2 spice as well to play Depart for Arrakis. So the cost is 2 spice. And I gain 3 more troops. 1, 2, 3. And this is a combat space, so I'll deploy them all. Let's play that plot card. I think I should still have enough to spend 1 of these spice here, and then I'll have 4 left over to do Panopticon with a discount. So let's hope nothing gets blocked, because I have no spies out there. Princess Irulan is going to Spice Refinery. Oh man, and it all just fell apart like that. I should not have explained my master plan out loud. So I get 1 Solari for that at least, but I'm going to have a hard time getting any more than that. So I have some choice words for the princess. She is going to place one of these with the Emperor, one of her spies. That's her Signet Ring ability. It's a combat space, so she's going to push in 1 troop. Princess, I am not voting for you. Gather support. Okay, going here. That's a space I would like to go to as well. That's not great. She gets a troop. And, the princess should have flipped this just to gain a Solari, so she's up to 5. And this is going to get flipped to make this a combat space so this troop can be deployed. All right, back to me. I'm just not going to be able to complete these contracts. I was going to complete this one too. What a pain in the behind. And so now I have burned Diplomacy, and I'd really like to have it back because I'm no longer going to get to recall one of my agents. So man, this took a bad turn. So let's play Dagger, because I think, well, I guess no, we'll play Prepare the Way. But I think it's really important to me to get this Panopticon tech. That's what I need to do. Luckily, I've got 1 extra spice. So I'm going to go to Assembly Hall. And since I'm at a Landsrat space, I can spend this 5 spice to gain this Panopticon tech, which says on my reveal turn, I can place a spy and gain a troop. And end game, gain 1 influence with each faction where you have 1 or less influence. So I think that kind of locks things in for me. I just need the game to end now. And I still get an intrigue card. And because of this tech, that means I can put another troop in the combat. And look at that. If you have 3 or more tech tiles during the end game, gain a victory point. So happy to hold on to that one. And it was Prepare the Way, so I get to draw a card. Okay, Weirding Woman. If you have another Bene Gesserit card in play, return this to your hand. I'll probably want to use that then. So I know where I want to use this, but I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want the princess to hear me again. So she is going to Highliner. Man, I thought that had already passed out of the deck. That scares me. So she gets 3 troops. She deploys them all. 1, 2, 3. Advances again, so nobody's passing her. That makes combat a bit closer than I want it to be. Kota Odax wants to acquire a tech for a 1 spice discount, so I guess she gets this one. That's going to cost 0. And what does this do? Reveal turn. If she has 6 more command, gain 2 swords. I wonder how that's going to resolve. Okay, kind of what I thought. Rivals always just gain the command bonus. So she'll get that in the combat phase. Now it's back. Oh, she hasn't sent an agent yet either, so she gets to draw another. Siege Tabor is already taken. Frem Kit, I think that's fine for me. So going there, advancing with the Fremen, but she couldn't pass me, so that's lucky. She's got no troops to deploy. All right, so that worked out all right. So I'm going to play Weirding Woman to go to Haga Basin. That seems like a good idea. I need to spend a water to go there. And you know what? Let's also spend 2 Solari to get my Sardaukar troop. And because I've recruited, this is a combat space. You go there, and then I'm going to take a worm as well rather than 2 spice. So I've done that. And I have played another Bene Gesserit card. I've only played Bene Gesserit cards, so I can return this from play to my hand. Back to the princess, right? Is there anything else I missed? I don't think so. Okay, back to the princess. Deep Desert, I've already gone there. Either accept contract or shipping. She can go to shipping. So she gets 2 Solari. That's going to be 7, so that's a victory point. And she advances with her number 3, the Fremen. Okay, that's it for her. Now it's Kota Odax is done. It's my reveal turn. So let's figure this stuff out real quick. Kota Odax is at 4, and after her last turn, she gets another 2. We're at 8 for the princess, and I am at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. I pushed pretty hard on that one. And then on my reveal turn, I gain 2 more swords, up to 19, and I have 2 persuasion to spend, but I will not spend any. So these go in my discard. Who's the first player? Kota Odax. What are you going to do here? 3 swords, fine. 1, 2, 3. And the princess, 2 swords, so they pass each other. And now for me, I don't really need to spend these, but so I guess I won't. Well, you know what, the game's going to be over. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spend this for 2, 20, 21, just for the satisfaction of flipping this over to the plus 20 side. So, and my reveal turn came and went. I suppose I need to, that was a 6, that was a 5. Just for completeness, I should cycle those cards. Okay, so combat's done. I'm going to win combat. That's going to give me Imperial Basin. So I took all 3 locations. I get 1, 2 victory points. I don't have any spice to spend for a third. Second place is Princess Irulan. She gets 5 spice, which is going to take her up to 11. And then she'll spend 7 of that, so she's going to have 4 left over. So here's her 4 spice, and she spent it on a victory point. And that's it for that card. So then I take the card. Everything I have is an Ornithopter, so I flip my Ornithopter and Crysknife as if they're both Ornithopters, gain a victory point for that. I'm at 12. Oh, also, not that it matters, but on my reveal turn, I should have gotten that troop. Now I lose the worm. We lose our troops. We'll just leave them there, but I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this advances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get 1 spice. That is sometimes a tiebreaker. Missed the water, though, by 1. And now we are in the end game. I suppose we still have the maker step. I think we do that. But I'm the only one with any end game conditions. I do have 3 or more tech tiles, so that gets me up to 13. And then end game, gain 1 influence with each faction where you have 1 or less influence. So that is going to be here and here. So 14, 15. So 15 to 9 to 4. That was a pretty handy victory after what was a pretty slow start. But I had fun with it. I was disappointed. I kept trying to make that High Council happen, and it could have happened if I stopped recruiting my Sardaukar, but I think those are the right moves to make. So I went really tech heavy this time rather than going Sardaukar heavy. It's kind of difficult to do both, but I am surprised I never made it to deliver supplies at all. That's usually an easy one to get. And I'm also surprised that neither of the rivals ever got a Sardaukar. I guess they never really got much Solari, but looking now at the Spacing Guild track and the Emperor track, I find it hard to believe I didn't make a mistake somewhere where one of them would have had 2 Solari to gain one of those 3 Sardaukars. I don't know. I think Princess Irulan may have had 7 Solari exchange for a victory point at one point, but I can't remember. Maybe it was only spice. And Kota Odax, I think, just got some Solari. I don't think she's had 4 very long, so I don't know. It's definitely possible I made a mistake and missed one of those. I know that the rivals don't go to High Council, so that's no surprise. I'm the only one who can grab that one, and I grabbed the one from Gather Support early on. So if I did miss something, I would have noted it on the screen. You would know it by now, but just thinking through it, it doesn't look right to me. I feel like at some point, surely one of them should have gotten at least one Sardaukar commander. So I don't know. We'll see. But for what it's worth, I still had a really good time. I hope this was a good demonstration of Bloodlines for you. It felt like I didn't really utilize Chani's ability that well, but later in the game, I was really putting a lot of troops out, and so advancing it quickly. That was helpful to get the extra resources, but I didn't really push the Signet Ring stuff too much. I think the idea is you could put a lot of troops out, then retreat some, and as you retreat them, then you push this track up. And maybe that works better with human opponents than rivals, because the rivals just push whatever they can into combat. But a human, if you put a ton of troops in early, then they might just like back off and not go in the combat. And then you can just retreat your troops to have them available later, advance on the track, and still win the combat. But you're not going to have that sort of psychological game with the automated rivals. But it's really interesting that Kota Odax did kind of poorly. I beat her by 11 points because when I played her the last time, it was like she was way up there. She got all these techs and was just like crushing it with the technologies, and I barely scooted ahead at the end of the game. But it was fun to get a bunch of techs this time to complete a couple contracts. I really wanted to do these other contracts. If that hadn't been blocked, I could have knocked out all 3 of those, and that would have been really fun. But yeah, interacting with the technologies and having that Sardaukar just to be able to use a few times, I think at least demonstrated some of its utility. I'm glad I didn't grab that Fierce token because nobody else ever got a Sandworm, so that would have been useless to me. So this Hardy one was pretty good. I think Driven would have been good as well, but I'm happy with the way it went. So yeah, I really like playing Dune Imperium this way. I mentioned this in my comparison video the other week, but the 2 ways that I prefer to play Dune Imperium are Uprising plus Bloodlines, or base game Dune Imperium plus Rise of Ix and Immortality. So that's just sort of my opinion on those 2 routes. They're pretty different games once you start adding in all those different expansions. But those are the ways that I like to play. This is probably how I'll play on the channel going forward, because I am keeping Uprising and Bloodlines. So I'll try and work through some of the other leaders. I need to just wrap my head around some of them a little bit more to really understand what's going on. But anticipate having this on the channel more. Maybe another playthrough I'll try and focus on the Sardaukars more than the technology tiles. And I still haven't really done I haven't gone to the High Council at all on this channel yet. It's a very common place to go. So it's kind of surprising that I'm doing what I'm doing. But I need to do a playthrough where I try and go to High Council and get the Spice Must Flow a couple times and try and use that as a path to victory. I haven't showed that. So anyway, I'm going to have Dune for the foreseeable future. I don't know why I wouldn't have it. So expect it on the channel some more. So if that all sounds good to you, leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Share it with somebody else. If this just came out, you can leave a hype. That would be helpful too. And I'll put this on Board Game Geek on the Bloodlines page, so you can go over there and leave a like and comment there too if that's something you want to do. Otherwise, if you have any questions or requests for Dune Imperium, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, you can head to my coffee page, ko-fi, link in the description. I would appreciate anything you could do over there. But that's it for this video. Again, I had a great time playing. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. So as always, thank you so much for watching Table for One, and I will see you in the next video.